Hi everyone. Myself, Dr. Sabina Sayed, Assistant Professor in Genba Sopan Rao Mose College of Pharmacy. Welcome to my YouTube channel that is Cognosy Made Easy for GPAT. As by going with the name, this channel and the lecture series will help all the BPharm final year students to easily sail through the subject with concept and secure good marks in GPAT. This channel is also for B.Pharmacy third year and final year student as it mostly consists of PCI syllabus. So before entering into the subject, I request you all to subscribe this channel by which you won't miss any lecture. So let's start with the lecture. Before that, I want to all you to know what the objective behind starting this YouTube channel. So in this in GPAT pharmacognosy subject, it is allotted for 10 questions. So 10 into 4, 40 marks. So total 40 marks are going to be of pharmacognosy subjects. So from this lecture series, we will make sure that you get all these 40 marks, which can be a deciding factor for getting good ranks in GPAT. And also to make the students to understand the concept and memorize pharmacognostic nature of all the crude drugs. This channel will make the subject easy by making comparative studies. And most importantly, the objective of this channel is to get the students engaged in the subject and develop interest towards these natural products. So most of the students, they feel that cognosy, as it is been this cognosy subject is only a memorizing subject. But many of them think that it is a vast, so they will leave it for the choice. But in this channel, I will make sure that this subject will help you in getting those 40 marks and you can secure the more better and better ranks. How? By making tricks and also making some comparative studies. So in this GPAT syllabus, the first and the foremost chapter is alkaloidal chapter, because as you see from since 5 years, alkaloidal chapter, from the alkaloids chapter, 3 to 4 questions are being asked. In GPAT 2021 also, the recent one, which students have attempted in January month. So this alkaloidal chapter, from that there are 3 questions. So first I want to start this with the alkaloidal chapter. So for the first one is alkaloids. So what are the alkaloids? Alkaloids are the basic nitrogenous compounds of plant origin containing one or more nitrogen atom as a part of heterocyclic ring structure and having a marked physiological action in comparatively low doses. So here what is the definition means? In this alkaloids, okay, these are all the alkaloids are nitrogenous compounds. So they are going to have this nitrogen atom. How? In the form of heterocyclic ring. So as we can see here, this is the nitrogen atom and it is being incorporated in the indole ring. So as if the nitrogen is in the form of heterocyclic ring and it produces some physiological action, then it is known as an alkaloid. Then it is known as alkaloid. You can see here quinine also. In the quinine there is a nitrogen. Due to this nitrogen presence, and it is basic in nature. All the alkaloids are basic in nature due to the presence of this nitrogen ring, because nitrogen atom consists of 2 lone pair of electrons. This ability to donate 2 electrons is known as Lewis base. So all the alkaloids are Lewis base, are basic in nature. And these nitrogen atom are going to be present in the form of heterocyclic ring. Here there is a quinoline alkaloid. This is a quinoline ring. So here the nitrogen is present in the nitrogen is in the form of a heterocyclic ring. So those compounds where organic compounds where the nitrogen is present in the form of heterocyclic ring and they are producing some physiological action in low doses are known as alkaloids. And this low doses is most important because at the higher doses these are toxic in nature. Okay. So, but there are certain exceptions with these definitions. There are certain alkaloids where the nitrogen is not present in the heterocyclic ring. So let's see what are those alkalides. So these exceptions are, the two exceptions are there. The first one is the amino alkalides or proto-alkalides. As you can see, this is ephedrine. This is also an alkalide, but is it present in a heterocyclic ring? No. This is not present in the heterocyclic ring. It is present in the form of amines. It is present in the form of amine. See here colchicine, another example. This nitrogen, is it in the form of heterocyclic ring? No. It is also in the form of amine. So these amino alkalides do not fit into the definition of alkalides. But even though these are known as alkalides, okay, these are also known as alkalides because these give positive tests for the basic alkalidal tests. Okay, for basic alkalidal tests, these will give you positive results. Okay, so the exceptions are, see, these are the alkalides where nitrogen is not present in the heterocyclic ring but present in the form of amines, like mescaline from Lophophora plant, ephedrine from Ephedra plant, colchicine from Colchicum plant. And coming to the another exception, that is steroidal or terpenoidal alkalide. See, this here, the nitrogen is present, but this nitrogen is being present in the form of, present in the steroidal moiety. This nitrogen is present in the steroidal moiety. So, this Kurchi plant, where the major phytoconstituent is conicin, this conicin is having a steroidal moiety. So, this steroidal alkalides are also do not fit into the definition of the alkalides because nitrogen is not present in the heterocyclic ring. Okay. So, the examples are solasodine, this is the solasodine, this is present in the Solanum tuberosum, and also Kurchi, Holonina antidecentrica plant name, the phytoconstituent is conicin, and also the veratrum alkaloids. So, all these are the steroidal alkaloids are alkalides, but the nitrogen is not present in the heterocyclic ring. Next, coming to the terpenoidal alkalide. These these alkalides are going to have a terpene structure. Okay, the nitrogen is present in the form of in the terpene molecule, not in the heterocyclic molecule. So, the example of that is neopellin from aconitum. So, this is the terpenoidal alkalide. So, terpenoidal alkalide, steroidal alkalide and amino alkalide do not fit into the definition of alkalide, as these do not contain nitrogen in the heterocyclic ring. Next, coming to the nature of the alkalides. So, here first thing, the physical state. Most of the alkalides are non-volatile in nature, means they do not get evaporated. Next, non-odorous, no smell, crystalline or amorphous compound. They are going to be either crystalline in nature or amorphous in nature, mostly in the form of solids. Alkalides, most of the alkalides are in the form of solid in nature, except here in GPAT examination, always you have to remember those exceptions because there is a chance that the exception questions are going to be appearing. So, here the exceptions are arecolin, pilocarpine and nicotine. These three are in the liquid form. These three alkalides are only the alkalides which are appearing in the liquid form, whereas all the alkalides are going to be appearing in the solid state. Next, coming to the color, most of the alkalides, they are colorless in nature. Total alkalides, most of the alkalides are solid in nature and they are colorless. Again, there are three exceptions actually. There are three exceptions where colchicine and berberine, these are yellow in color and betaine in red color. So, these two are the exceptions. These three examples are the exceptions where they are colored compounds. That is colchicine, berberine. This plant names colchicine, from which plant it is being obtained will be discussed in coming classes. Okay. Now here just I am telling you the examples and their exceptions. So next, coming to the taste. All the alkalides are going to be bitter in taste. Okay, all the alkalides, any of the alkalide you take, it is going to be a bitter in taste. Okay, so next coming to the occurrence. So how these alkalides are going to be present in the plants? Now in these alkalides in the plants, they are going to be present in the form of free bases or as salts by combining with the acid. Now I want to tell you this, explain this by taking an example. See here. Now this conicin or solasodin or ephedrine or colchicine, this ephedrine is a pure base. Okay, this is a pure base. Or you can take this reserpine. This is a pure base. Base means which are having the capability to donate the electrons. Always there is a rule that this base will combine with the acid and forms the salt and form the salt. So this bases in the plant is occurring in the form of bases, or they are going to be occurring in the form of pure base, or in the plant itself they are going to be combining with some acids and they are appearing in the form of salt. So in these two forms alkalides are present in the plants, either in the form of pure base or in the form of a salt. So this is the occurrence. Next, these alkalides, okay, they are going to be existing as a primary amine, secondary amine or tertiary or quaternary. So amine NH3, if it is going to have NH3 group, then it is a primary amine. Now mescaline is the example, okay, and where all the hydrogen and the lone pair of electrons are being taken up, then that is a quaternary ammonium compound. That is the example is tubocurare. And secondary amine, it is the ephedrine. So let's see this ephedrine as we have this ephedrine. See, this is the secondary amine. 1, 2 bonds. So secondary amine. Okay. So tertiary amine example is atropine. So all the alkalides, they are either primary, secondary, tertiary or quaternary. In the quaternary, only plant that is going to have a quaternary ammonium compound is the tubocurare. And most importantly, these alkalides, most of the alkalides are optically active form. Means they will rotate the plane polarized light either left side or the right side. But the alkalides which are showing these physiological actions are levorotatory form. Means they are going to change the polarized light, plane polarized lights towards the left side. L levorotatory, L left side. So this is how you can remember. So all the alkalides are optically active and they are going to be in the levorotatory form. Next, solubility. Remember that alkaloids are going to be in the form of pure base or in the form of salt. Now if it is a pure base, see here, if it is in the pure base, are there any hydroxyl groups that are going to be present which will be soluble in water? No. So that's why these are all soluble in the pure bases or soluble in the organic solvents, whereas salts are soluble in water. It is very common that all the salts are soluble in water. In our home also we are having sodium chloride which will be dissolving in the water. So salts, if alkalides are occurring in the form of salt, then they are soluble in water. If they are pure base, they are going to be soluble in the organic solvents. Okay. So till now I have discussed about the solubility. Next, in the coming class, I will discuss about the basic chemical test, classification of alkalides. Okay. So I request everyone to subscribe the channel and look out for the different coming up lecture series.